Hi, welcome back. This is part 1 of episode 5, which is a three-part series of tips and hacks you can do around the tying bench. Today, in part 1, we'll talk about things related to the bobbin.
There are lots of options for low-cost or free bobbin threaders. So we got the floss threaders you can get. You can get a whole package of them that'll last you a lifetime. You can make your own out of a fishing tippet line, and you can make that of various thicknesses. And then you can also use fly tying wire. Just make a little loop and twist it together. Make sure it's nice and straight so it'll feed through there.
So in my other videos, when we're discussing tools, I recommended these. I recommended getting either a solid tube of ceramic or ceramic tips. Now what happens sometimes, especially if you're, using some of these floss threaders, is that there's a little ridge on the inside, and you just put your threader in there, and I'm putting it in backwards right now. But it gets caught, and you can't feed it through. So if you don't have a wire one, you can make you one real quick, or you can put it in a piece of cork or whatever and just feed it on through. Make sure it's straight, and you can see that there's a loop there we can put our thread in. So bend it over here so it doesn't fall through. Okay. Take your scissors a little bit, make your life a little easier, and widen it. Then take your thread, and I've got a lot of thread coming off of this spool. Feed it through there. There we go. And pull your wire. And then you're in business. This latest tip I want to share with you, I learned from an old fly tyer and fly fisherman that is now doing his fishing up in the heavens. But whether you're at your stream side and you forgot your bobbin threader, or your bench is a mess, you don't have your bobbin threader, or maybe you want to do this all the time. So you need to thread this. You take your thread that you have, and I have GSP on here, global spun thread, so it's kind of thick that you can see it. But most of us can feed in, even with my bad eyes, can feed in one end of it, and this guy is going to give me trouble. They always do. All right. I rehearsed this 4 times, and there we go. So feed it in as far as you can, and usually you can get quite a ways, but it's not going to come out the other end because thread tends to bunch up. Anyway, just put your lips and do a little suck, and here it goes. There we go. And we got it fed through. Another tip I want to share with you, sometimes these bobbins just don't put enough pressure on these spools, and it comes out pretty easy. So especially on strong threads and heavier threads, you can get away with this without a risk of breaking. But just take your thread and your bobbin and wrap it around 1 or 2 times. And that will add a little more stress or stiffness, so it won't come unspooled so easy. So like I say, you can do this on the gel spun thread, GSP, and you know, I've got 2 wraps on this now, but you can do it with 1 wrap. So if you're having trouble with your spool just being too loose and you've squeezed this as much as you can can create a little friction by just wrapping it around one of the posts.